Welcome, B-Movie fans, to another B-Movie interview. I'm Paul.
And I'm Corey.
And joining us today is filmmaker Bill Kennedy, and he's here to discuss his new film, Attack of the Killer Shrews. Bill, welcome to the show.
Hi, hello, thank you. Thanks for having me.
We're glad to have you here.
What first inspired you to become a filmmaker?
Well, I'm more of the actor and producer. I'm not truly a filmmaker. I don't think anyone would give me credit for that. But Ken Cosentino, our CEO of White Lion Studios, wrote our film, and he's the filmmaker. He has the credits and the chops for that.
In that sense, then, what inspired you to become an actor?
I've watched so many movies and tons of television shows and even anything, sporting events, game shows, hosts and all these different things. And I just felt a lot of times I watch things on TV and I'm like, these people aren't really, why can't I do that? So I always had an inkling to try it. And then because I played sports most of my life. And once I realized hey, I'm not going to the big leagues, or, I broke my ankle and my leg playing semi-pro football. I decided I got to find something else to do. And I went to visit my cousin in Arizona, and she let me borrow her car, and I heard this advertisement on the radio. Do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be a model? Come and see us. Pro Scout talent is going to be at XYZ hotel. I don't remember which one it was. And I was just like, you know what? I don't got nothing to do. I'm going to go check it out. And I went through this pre-screening process, and I was selected. And then from there, they invited me to this huge invitational, and I had to audition in front of 30 or 40 producers with about 1,000 people in the audience. So family members and everybody that were along with the people that were there auditioning. So then if you got a callback, that's what and I think I got 4 callbacks on my audition. I met with a couple agencies, and they couldn't believe I had never done anything before. So most of the advice was go home and get some experience. And I came back to Western New York, and I opened up what we have as a periodical called The Art Voice. And I found some acting shows and gigs, and I went and auditioned, and I landed one, and I've been acting ever since. It was kind of like that transition from waking up, eating, breathing, seeing, smelling sports. And I had to find something different, because either that or I would have ended up dead, because broken leg, broken ankle, shoulder surgeries. I've had quite a few historical moments in my life with playing sports that turned into quite a bit of pain.
Could you tell us a bit about the film Attack of the Shrews? What's the general plot and idea behind the film?
Attack of the Killer Shrews. A brilliant concept drummed up by my buddy and, again, CEO of White Lion Studios, Ken Cosentino. More or less homage to the original 1959 cult classic Killer Shrews, which was in black and white, and dogs with carpets and mops and all types of awful puppetry to entertain the masses. Our film was turned into a comedic remaking of that particular film, and it's basically a science project gone wrong, and the shrews basically terrorize the town, and small town sheriff, B-movies starlet, a author and professor that the house is invaded, and then they basically take on the shrews to save the world and the universe.
Sounds like our kind of movie.
So it's it's very enjoyable, purposely and deliberately awful puppetry to again pay homage to the original, and of course to just make it that much more cheesier and enjoyable for us to just have that what were we thinking moments when we watch the film.
What qualities do you think make a great film, and could you give us an example of some films that you would consider great?
We could sit here and talk hours about that. When I watch a film, I want it to engage me in the fact of I'm not paying attention to what time it is, I'm not paying attention how much longer. Of course, I think the big thing for me being an actor is that I watch to see that the delivery of dialogue is conversational, that the actors and actresses are emotionally available. But as far as like a successful or a good movie is, yeah, you have to think of things almost like, that it needs to be taught to you. It's like, here's the establishment of the story and the reason why this movie is going on. Here are all the things that lead up to the pinnacle of the story and then the actual climax, and whether it's the happy ending or sad ending or whatever it is. So you have the 3 chapters, basically of a movie, and the 3 books of the movie, so to speak. And if that flows and you're entertained, to me, that's what makes a good movie and an enjoyable movie. To be able to rewatch it, that's a huge thing for me. It could be someone can make a good movie, but if you can't rewatch it, then I don't know that it's that much enjoyable.
In Attack of the Killer Shrews, you play the character Sheriff Martin Blake. What was it like playing that character, and what was that character like?
That character was fun for me. It really was, because I wasn't sure exactly what Ken was looking for, other than the simple direction of Martin's not very smart, and you need to, project to the audience that you think you're under control and you have everything under control, but you really have nothing under control. So it was a little bit different for me to dumb myself down, so to speak. And I had an absolute blast with it. And it was also awesome for me to think back of the character, because my character was based on the sheriff from the original, which was James West, and he was Roscoe Pico Train in Dukes of Hazzard. So for me growing up, that was one of my things that I used to walk around going, like that. So knowing that guy was the character that I based mine on was a true honor for me. So when Ken wrote the script and told me, like, hey, this is your character, I was like, oh man, that's pretty cool. So, and getting back to one other, there are a few movies that I do think are just pure genius and fun to rewatch over and over. I like different types of movies, but The Godfather 2 I still love, still be my all-time favorite. The Departed is one of my, I think, is basically flawless. And there's some other old movies that I like, but like I said, I could sit here for hours and tell you about what I thought were great movies. But Godfather 2, Scarface, Departed, those are probably, those are in my top 3, if not, in my top 10, if not, those are probably my top 3.
Very cool.
Now, those are films that you consider great, but are there any films that you like to watch as like a guilty pleasure? Films that are terrible?
Absolutely. Well, they might not even be terrible, but I can watch Dumb and Dumber over and over and over and over. Ace Ventura, I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, which is part of the Sheriff Martin Blake character that Ken wanted. He said, look, this is where I need you to take that physical comedy that you love, that you honor Jim Carrey with and impersonate him all the time. This is what I need out of you. So a lot of those films, like those silly slapstick comedies, are the ones that I like and that are really true guilty pleasures for me.
What advice would you give to somebody who wants to create their own independent film?
I know some people would say don't do it, but I would not tell someone to do that. If that's what they want to do, the first thing is make sure you get some sort of fertilizer and grow some thick skin, because there's going to be a lot of no's on the way. There's going to be a lot of people that think you're crazy, that you're just working on a hobby. It's not really, it's not something that's going to, give you immediate gratification financially. But if you have the passion for it, don't let anybody ever tell you no, and don't let anybody ever derail you from your dreams.
So there's an issue that Paul and I debate here quite often, and we like to get everyone's input on that. So we like to ask everyone we interview, what is your opinion on hairless cats?
That's great. They are living creatures, and they might be a little bit creepy, but they're still amazingly beautiful in their own way.
See, I'm on the side of they're adorable, and Paul's on the side of they are like vile, disgusting beings.
See, they're like you said, they're living creatures. I I can respect that. It never hurt anything, but to me, it's a sign that we experimented with animals way too much, and we need to go back. I was compare it to that scene in Jurassic Park when they say, was it ethical to bring back dinosaurs? Have we gone too far at science? To me, that's hairless cats, and I look at them like, we've gone too far. We got to go back.
Yeah, maybe we can smear some Chia Pet on them or something.
If you've ever, seen Gremlins and been like, oh, Gremlins are adorable, but I don't want them to, like, gnaw my throat open in the middle of the night, get yourself a hairless cat. They're just as adorable, and they more than likely won't gnaw your throat open in the middle of the night.
Yeah, just talking about hairless cats is actually kind of funny, but I've learned to love and appreciate all forms of creatures or anything that actually has life. It could be an insect, it could be a little rodent, whatever. They're all part of this world for a reason.
So where can we follow you to learn more about Attack of the Killer Shrews and any other projects you'll be working on in the future?
Well, we have Facebook pages for everything, and also a website, www.killershrew.movie.com. I am currently under construction for a White Lion Studios website, so that will be whitelionstudios.net. The Facebook pages, White Lion Studios, and the Facebook pages of Attack of the Killer Shrews. Those are all there. It has breakdowns of what we're doing, sales of the DVD, upcoming, screenings, and just we're always trying to be creative. You'll see some silly things that we, Ken, Liz Houlihan, and Marcus Gansey Rotella, they just filmed a 10-minute movie pitch just because we were bored, and that's what we do. We want to be a little bit different than everybody else in the typical thing. So you might see the school of fish swimming one way. We like to go the other way against the current.
Very cool.
Now, you said the DVDs are available on the website. Are they released now, or when will they be released? And is there anywhere else we'll be able to watch it?
They have been released. You can actually order it on the killershrew.movie.com website. You can find links on the Facebook page and the White Lion page. I'm sure that the administrators have posted the link probably 10,948 times. We will have the movie available for other viewing avenues soon. We don't have the official confirmation on a lot of that yet, but soon it should be a video on demand available, to be able to watch it at home whenever necessary. No complete confirmation on that, but we are working on that avenue. I don't know that we'll have it anywhere else just yet because we are self-distributing it. So calling one of us, contacting one of us, we can do that too. But if you don't want to order it on the website.
There you have it, B-movie fans. Attack of the Killer Shrews, a film produced by and starring Bill Kennedy. Bill, thank you for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun having you on the show.
Well, thank you very much. But I'm not the star. We're all the stars together. Marcus Gansey Rotella, Jonathan Rogers, Liz Houlihan, James Ventry, Ken Cosentino, Mick O'Donnell, Bill Brown, Cheryl Simzak, everybody that made this film come to life are the stars, not just me.
Definitely. It takes a lot of people to make a film together.
Can't forget our wonderful and amazing, the guy that plays, and he is my cousin, Baird Hageman, who plays Wayne. And he did some wonderful stunts and did a whole bunch of literally creating sets for us in a matter of 15, 20 minutes. We're like, we need a mine shaft. Bam. This guy created it in the drop of a hat. So a lot of hardworking people that made this film come together. Also got to mention our executive producer, Gary Marino, where without Gary, we wouldn't be anywhere. So everybody deserves credit, not just me.
Definitely. It sounds like you guys all worked well together and you guys had a lot of fun making the film.
Oh, absolutely. We laugh and we look back in retrospect of the things that went on as like, how did we do this? I mean, Ken loves to run and gun when he's filming, and to do that nonstop for 15 to 20 hours a day for 2 weeks was quite the task. So we're very pleased with the final product.
So there you have it, B-movie fans. Head over to the website and check out Attack of the Killer Shrews.